today from SilverFire. What we're going to discuss is some of our solar cooker options from SilverFire. Keep in mind that stoves are first line for emergency and disaster. The sun's not always shining. Here in Oregon, we're higher up on the latitude, and even recreationally, sometimes at 5 o'clock, our potatoes are still hard. Solar cooking is much slower typically than stoves. Solar cooking does not offer you the fast sanitation of water that a stove does. And when you can cook with solar cooking, it's absolutely wonderful, but you can't always cook. The sun's not always shining. And there's days in Oregon we go hungry depending on solar cooking alone. So I want to put that little caveat. There's lots of resources out there on the web for solar cooking. So I'm gonna focus this quick discussion primarily on what we offer. These are box cookers. What we like about the adjustable box cooker is this cooker right here is the least expensive on the market. Instead of having to prop up these other box cookers with 2x4s or whatever to focus the sun to get the right focal angle, the adjustable solar cooker is adjustable. It comes with two cheap little clothespins. Just lock in the correct focal angle to the sun from your 10 to 2 solar window and lock it in place. It's that simple. This is the sun sight. As the sun starts off zeroed, you get your focal point lined up with the sun, and about every 2.5 hours that's going to move diagonally, and then you're going to come and adjust the oven back with the sun focus, the sun sight right here. And it's going to turn like that and keep coming back repetitively. This unit folds flat, it's very portable, it's very inexpensive, and it is a great box cooker. This is probably my favorite box cooker. And it's the least expensive. It's a fraction of the price of some of the other ones on the market. This one right here is the Sun Focus. This one has a hybrid electrical plug-in, which is great for areas like Oregon, higher on the latitude. If your potatoes are hard, you can plug it in to finish your dinner. It has 2 panels here. This stove is very expensive. It's the most expensive, one of the most expensive solar cookers on the market. Another thing is if you don't have your pot of food, this heavy insulated glass will tip the entire unit over. So you need to use a lot of care using this Sun Focus solar cooker. We find that solar cookers box cookers don't get that hot. And that's a real problem for us. And now we'll move on to vacuum tubes. So folks, we finished up our segment on the box cookers. Now I'm going to show you evacuated vacuum tube cooking. Vacuum tubes are the same tubes that are in solar panels. And the advantage here is they get 3 times hotter than your traditional box cooker and cook 10 times faster. This is an example of our earliest vacuum tube cooker that we carried. This was made by Go Sun, but it had a lot of deficiencies, I felt. This borosilicate tube is relatively tough. You can bump it against the wall, it's not going to break and so forth. This is parabolic, and this tube stays cold. Gets very, very hot. But this is your cooking pan. And you can see immediately that we're volume challenged with a family of any significant size. And even though you could pack it, you're looking at about 4 servings max. I just have felt that all along we just don't have enough volume. And so that was a problem with me. So I was very excited when some of the new larger evacuated tube cookers have come on the market. This one's, I feel, exceptional. So let's go ahead and look at the new development with our new larger capacity solar cooker here. So this cooker has 2 steel inserts, and you have your vacuum tube here with a sundial. So this tube, I can look at the sun and find my focal point. One of the real advantages with this tube that's really brilliant with this designer is they have another tube within a tube. This gives me the capacity to do 2 separate dishes at the same time. So we can cook 2 dishes, separate dishes for a family, or 1 very large stew or what have you for your family. It also has a carafe if we want some wonderful sun tea. It comes with 2 protective oven mitts, a pair of tongs, and an extractor to pull out of our tube when it's hot. In the event that you left it unsupervised and you burn the food, it also comes with several stainless steel cleaning pads and a bore brush, just like you'd use on a weapon for easy cleaning. The larger tube also means starting to move towards adequate volumes of fluids that we could sanitize our water, pasteurize in just a few minutes. And what I really like about this unit is it has a protective suitcase to protect your tube during transport. And so this is the most protective unit I've seen on any solar cooker to date. And we simply pull this rod on the chassis here to adjust this cooker for whatever dimension we need. There's stops to guide it. So I really think this is a big improvement in solar cooking. And we'll go ahead and show you the next size that we're going to offer for large families that's slightly smaller. We get the same components that we had with our large cooker. We have the sun tea carafe. You get your 2 protective mitts, the tongs, your tool to retract your cookers. You get your solar recipe book, your manual, and your cleaning bore brush if you've forgotten to wipe it down with vegetable oil and you burn food inside the tube. So the same sun sight is on the sundials mounted right to your solar cooker to maximize your solar focus. You have your tube here. You get 2 dishes for food, 2 trays right here. We can do 2 separate dishes with this unit for your family, 2 dishes at the same time for cooking. We also have the capacity to have 1 giant dish for a large family. So more volume, more capacity, more use of the sun. And that's our medium-sized solar cooker with all the same amenities that we had with our large cooker. Thanks, folks.